my channel. So in today's video, as you can tell from the title up above, we are going to be doing a Caribbean beach review. So last time I did one of these, which was my Port Orleans Riverside review, it was just me, but I thought this time I'd bring my sister along because she stayed there too, and the two of us, we should be able to give you a pretty good idea of what it was like, and if one of us might remember something that the other one might not. So that was sort of why I thought it'd be good to have her come along for this little video. And then the reason why we're so far apart is our dog has decided to just lie right here. She's just made herself comfortable and I don't think she's moving anytime soon. So we'll just roll with it. I swear, like you can't see her, but she's there. Anyway, moving on with this video. So we stayed at Caribbean Beach Resort in September of October 2017. We stayed for, had to look down because I sort of forgot. We stayed for 13 nights in a water view room was what we booked. We booked a water view room so we knew we were gonna have a view of either the pool or the lake river thing that runs sort of down the middle of Caribbean Beach. We knew we were gonna get a view of that, and that was just pretty much all we knew. We knew we were gonna get a room with the water view. Imagine that when you booked one of those categories, right? But so when we got there to Caribbean Beach Resort, obviously room wasn't ready yet, and we then went, okay, that's cool. And she sort of, did she say we could pick somewhere, or did she just pick the room for us? Because with Riverside, a lady gave us an option because she said these two rooms might be ready and like pointed them out. But I don't think she did. I think she just said your room's not ready yet.
No, yeah, she didn't give us any indication where we would, like which area, because Caribbean has like not just different buildings, they have different like themed areas. She didn't give us any notification of what that would be or anything.
Yeah,
so she pretty much just checked us in,
and yeah, we were extremely early though. We're like 4 or 5 hours before normal check-in time because we just got off a cruise. So yeah, so I want to add in here, we were there during major construction. So they were completely redoing the whole dining area of Caribbean Beach. They still are to this day, but it is getting closer and closer to being finished. I believe it will be finished in the next few months, I'm gonna say, or at least by the end of the year. Like that resort's gonna be finished. A lot of things are still open, we'll get into that later though, but yeah, we were there during major construction works, so we were lucky enough to get some sort of compensation because we booked before they announced construction. And also they're building the Disney's Riviera, I believe is what the resort's called, the DVC resort that's sort of being built next to it. It's sort of right with Caribbean Beach, like it's right there.
Like when you drive into Caribbean Beach,
it's sort of there. It's there.
Like on the way in.
So yeah, they were building two things there. So that's the time period we went through major construction. So you've got to keep that in mind when we are reviewing this entire resort. We did have that happen when we were there. But anyway, so we got there, she checked us in and all that sort of stuff, and we got a text message to say your room's ready. I forget the room number, but we were in Trinidad North, building 31. I'll put a picture up of where that is now. So if you can see from this picture, we were blessed once again, just like we were at Port Orleans Riverside, to be so close to the main area. So main pool, the food, even though it wasn't like real dining, it was just a tent.
They just had a temporary
and food truck. And they just had that stuff, but we were like so close, like
to everything. Even our bus stop was
so close. Like we were so lucky to be in that area.
We even had like a smaller pool close to it. Like we were close to the main pool, but we even had like a small pool as well. So it's like we had pools all around us. Like couldn't complain.
And yeah, so we got a lakeview room there, and I forgot to mention that we did actually get this deal. We got this stay during their free dining deal, so we did get free dining thrown in. Not sure if that deal is going to be happening anymore. It has just come out a couple of weeks ago by the time this video goes up. For the time period, which is August through to December, they usually give free dining. No idea if this deal is going to come out next year, as in 2019, because it's 2018 right now while we're filming this. But it was a good deal, and I'm happy we got it and we tried it. So the way we're going to do this video is we're going to cut it up into different categories, which are the same categories that I did for my Port Orleans Riverside video, because I felt like it's good to sort of keep it consistent so you can get an idea of everything. So yeah, without further ado, let's move on to the first category. So the first category is quality. She's yawning over here.
Sorry.
She's been at uni this morning, so she's tired. So the first category is quality, and this is covering cleanliness and maintenance and yada yada yada. So we stayed in a refurbed room, which was really nice.
Are they all refurbed?
I think they are. I think they are all just recently refurbed. As in the past year, 2 years, they had been refurbed. So that's pretty new. So they'd all been refurbed. How clean was it? It was very clean.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw a piece of rubbish like ever. Just
even outside was always
like,
kept nice.
Always, like I remember some mornings, okay, I say mornings, afternoons when we went back for a nap. They were doing like maintenance work outside, as in like trimming bushes and. We're in Caribbean Beach, right guys, so there's palm trees and stuff, so you know, getting rid of all the stuff that they drop and whatnot. Always constantly making it look good. So yeah, I can't really fault.
With the construction, like
the construction was all behind scrim, so you didn't really see it. It didn't really feel messy.
You didn't see like cranes drive on the roads and like or big trucks or anything. Like it was always just normal buses or cars. Like you weren't really.
And I know a lot of people tend to stay away from resorts during construction, but I can honestly say this construction was zero inconvenience to me. And we got like
noise-wise, anything.
We didn't hear any noise, and we sleep in. Oh, I say noise, and oh look, there's proof the dog was there. It's okay. Stop barking. Okay, dog's gone. They might still bark. I'm terribly sorry. So what was I saying? I was saying
noise-wise.
Yeah, noise-wise, I would stay again at a place during construction. We were also very lucky that we got, we didn't get a discount off our room, but we did get a $900 or just under $1,000 gift card because it was an inconvenience for us to stay during construction. Now the only reason we got this is because we booked before the construction was announced.
They were going to do.
Once the construction's announced and then you book there, you're not probably going to get anything
because you know that there's going to be construction, so it's not really as
so we were so lucky, and everything was super clean. Nothing was out of order, even though this place was getting completely redone. It also made me feel good because you know that Disney actually fixed stuff. Like they were there redoing their whole dining area because either it wasn't good or they just wanted to refresh it.
They're also moving.
It's always good. The concierge, the check-in.
It's very weird at Caribbean Beach. It's
so weird. Let's put up a map. So as you can see from this map, currently, the customs house, which is what they call it, or the check-in registration area, is really far away
from anything. You can't walk to anything.
You can't really walk there. So that is being moved into where all the dining places and shopping district, like little area, is going to be. So yeah, that's gonna be way better. So yeah, I can honestly say, guys, construction didn't affect me at all. Didn't hear noise. We slept in till like 10 or 11 some days. So like they start at like 7 a.m. or something. I didn't hear them. Like they didn't wake me up. So I don't know if maybe kids would be more inclined to hear it more than us. We didn't sleep with the TV on or anything. Like it's not like we had noise on to cover the noise. So yeah, quality. I'm going off a track here, but yeah, quality of this resort, cleanliness, all of that. I thought it was amazing, and we gave it a, you can say what we gave it.
We gave it a 9 out of 10.
We did indeed.
Like, sure, there was construction. That's the only really,
which wasn't even that
thing
bad.
that you could take away from being a 10, but it didn't even really affect us. So we gave it a 9 because there was construction, but like,
it was good.
I feel like if there wasn't construction and the rest, like everything was how it normally was,
probably give it a 10. We probably could have given it a 10, but I always feel very weird giving things a 10 because I feel like
really perfect, and so it obviously wasn't perfect because things were getting worse. So
yeah, but yeah, definitely loved it. Another thing I want to add in here before we keep going with all the categories is a lot of people put down Caribbean Beach and they always said it was a really bad resort, and we were so sort of nervous when we booked it. Worried. Everybody says it's like this terrible resort. So we went there during construction. Okay, the rooms had been refurbed, but majority of the resort, apart from the dining area, because that was under construction, was still the same as what everybody said they hated. And it was,
and we loved it.
We loved it. So
we thought it was great.
Never take everything that you hear online.
Yeah, I think it's personal opinion.
Definitely personal opinion, but yeah, just want to put that out there that we really liked it, and we went there during massive construction work. So yeah. Next, next is the category that's gonna bring this resort down. I'm sorry, Caribbean Beach or Disney or whoever's fault this is, someone's fault. But it is transport. So we were very, very lucky to stay in Trinidad North, which was technically the 3rd bus stop, but nobody ever went to Old Port Royal because that's where the construction was.
Area, but
so nobody ever went to that bus stop because nobody was there to get on the bus. So we were technically the 2nd bus stop after Martinique.
Martinique, we usually always
Martinique. Yeah. So yeah, we always got a seat. We got off 2nd because when the bus came back, you were the 2nd bus stop.
The same way, so
so that was good in that respect. We pretty much always got a seat.
And our bus stop was also close to our room, so that was another good thing about the transport.
But I feel like at Caribbean Beach, every room could be close to a bus stop because every cluster of housing has its bus stop. So I don't think you're ever going to be too far away.
Just letting them know that.
It was probably like a 2-minute walk.
Yeah, it was.
2 minutes? It really wasn't far. We don't care about walking though anyway, so like it's nothing for us. But
it also had the TVs. I think they all have them now.
Yeah, I don't think.
Or maybe Values don't.
I was gonna say Royal Caribbean. That's a crucial one. Riverside didn't have TVs, did they? They hadn't introduced them in 2016, or did they? I can't remember. I don't think they did because I think we were excited about it.
Yeah, because I think on that 2016 trip we went to a deluxe and they had them.
They might have had them, so it might have just been coming in. So we were very excited to have TVs.
So we did have the TVs, even though they're not always, well, they are accurate because they will constantly, if it's running late, they will just keep.
They kept refreshing and putting the time.
Yeah. But yeah, that was another cool thing.
It was good to have the tip, which I think every resort has now, but maybe not the value.
I'm not sure about value.
However, from what I've heard is you can now look at bus wait times on the My Disney Experience app.
That's really cool.
Yeah, to experience it. We'll let you all know how that goes later this year when we hit up Disney World again. But yeah, so I think you can look at bus wait times there. But we had some hiccups with the bus system, but it was mainly only to one park, and that one park was Magic Kingdom. As I said, the bus stop was close by. Majority of the other buses came within the 20-minute because Disney always says buses come every 15 to 20 minutes, and majority of them did come within that time. I think it was only ever Magic Kingdom where it didn't. Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, was there one time when Animal was a bit?
It might have been.
Because Pandora was still quite new, I think. Or maybe not for us, but we'd heard other people at the resort said like the day before they waited.
No, what happened was, this is a downside of this resort. We were very lucky. I think it's Martinique. If I'm gonna get it wrong, I'm gonna put a little line up here of what it's actually called. But I think it's Martinique, Trinidad North and Trinidad South. They're the first 3 bus stops.
Jamaica and Aruba.
Yeah, you need to stay there because if the bus fills up there, they don't pick up.
Go to Jamaica.
When we went to Animal Kingdom, our bus was full. We didn't stop at the other 2 places, so they would have had to send another bus. Now, I don't know how long those people waited there for that bus. I don't know if it came within another 20 minutes because technically the bus had already shown up. Does that mean it goes straight to Jamaica and it misses the other 2, or does it still pick up from the other 3? Like,
that'd be so.
I don't know how that works, but there were so many times where our bus would be full and we wouldn't actually stop at all the bus stops.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that meant the people at those
and that was mainly for Animal Kingdom.
And Magic.
So it didn't.
And Magic. It didn't happen Magic.
Oh yeah, but I mean like Animal didn't necessarily run late for us. Like it came in the 15 to 20 minutes, but it filled up very easily because of Avatar.
And we felt bad, but we knew there were people at other bus stops like
who
we didn't know what happened. When did their bus come? Who knows? So yeah, that was a main issue, but our biggest issue was Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
I think it was at least 2 or 3 times
we waited over. I think once we waited half an hour, once we waited about 40 minutes, and then once I'm no joking, it was pretty much an hour.
Was that for the Halloween party? The hour one?
No, I think that was 40 minutes. It was another time. We were just going back in the afternoon.
Yeah, might have been.
And we got to the bus stop super early too, like, oh, this is really good, the bus.
And it said it was coming, like,
we haven't missed it, like, you know, we haven't just missed one, like, it's gonna be coming soon, and we honestly,
and the time
I almost thought, like, should I call someone, like, is something gone wrong, and they haven't sent, you know,
another
bus, because I didn't know what to do. Like, we were waiting there for an hour, and that's a really long time.
Yeah.
That's 3 times the
normal Disney
time
wait.
that they say you should. And they usually say 20 minutes is like a max. They say, you know, usually buses can come every 10 minutes. Like,
we had times where we would literally get there,
like 20 minutes
5 minutes the bus would appear.
Is what they say is the longest you should have to wait for a bus. So the fact that we waited 3 times that for a Magic Kingdom, and I don't know if maybe it was filling up at Martinique or if there just never was, you know, I don't think
we were the second bus stop.
I don't think that's possible. So I'm guessing they just didn't send us a bus.
Or like, this is where I don't know if, did it fill up?
Which is weird because it was like right before like dinner, like night time. So you'd think they'd have more buses knowing that people would be coming back to the resort for night.
But this is like another thing I don't understand. So did it not come to us because it filled up at our bus stops, and then maybe it went to pick up people at Jamaica because they didn't get picked up the first time because the bus filled up? I don't know, but this is one of the letdowns with the transport. Now, in saying that, like, we use the buses like 4-6 times a day, like back and forth. And it was really only 4 times.
I think
we had this major wait. But we also have to score it on the fact I felt bad for those poor people at Jamaica and Aruba who I didn't even know how they got there. And I know one of the other girls that I don't know her. I know her through YouTube. Her name is Lizzie Jeans. I'm sorry, I probably just completely screwed your name up. She was staying there at a certain time with us. Unfortunately, I didn't get to meet her, but she was over in Jamaica and she complained a lot about the buses. So I'm not sure if maybe that was an effect that because it filled up earlier at us, I don't know, but
like, to be honest, it probably wasn't that bad, that it only happened a few times. But my biggest thing was that, like, we never really used the buses for parks at the values we've stayed at because we only stayed there the night before we went on a cruise. We weren't going to parks. But when we stayed at Port Orleans Riverside in 2016, which was for about 10 days or so, can't really remember, but you know, it was a longer period, and we were going to parks and stuff like that. We never had issues with our buses. I don't think they ever went over 20 minutes. No. Like, we always,
like perfect.
Except for at the end of a night when everyone
goes is normal.
but that's normal. That's
everybody's getting home.
This is in terms of it getting to your resort, going to the parks. So
I guess we should
I was comparing it to that, and I think that's where I was like, okay, transport at Caribbean is definitely
not as good.
But
once again, I don't know if that's because Port Orleans Riverside is a very popular resort. It is nearly at capacity all times of the year. Caribbean Beach is one of the least popular resorts, which is why you can usually find good deals for this place. So maybe that they send more buses to Port Orleans Riverside and they don't send as many to Caribbean Beach, and that could be the fault in the system. I don't know. Maybe this is all going to change. Caribbean Beach is soon going to have the gondola. It's going to be one of the main hubs to get from Epcot to Hollywood Studios. It's going to be where you're going to have to transfer, which could mean the bus system would have less people on it, so it might actually be better to catch a bus there. I don't know, but unfortunately when we were there, the transport wasn't good, and I just want to add in that the end of the night,
it just wasn't great.
It wasn't as good as what we had already have experienced. And at the end of the night, we usually, I'm gonna say average was 3 buses. We waited at the end of, if we stayed till park closed. So by the time the third bus came, we were getting on the bus.
We were expecting worse though. We're like, oh, we 5 buses, like, you know, wait.
Which we're a bit nervous about this year.
Because it was only usually 2 or 3 buses, and we were like, wow.
Average was 3, always 3, and like we were happy to wait. We knew that would happen. Like we're getting out, we're walking out the park with thousands of other people.
I think when you're going back to your resort at night, we don't care as much because we don't have anywhere to be. So, and we're just going to bed. So it's just like, you know, we're not going to be late for anything. Whereas it's a bit annoying when you get to the, you know, you're aiming like, oh, I'll definitely get to the parks well in time for a fast pass or a dining reservation, and then the bus system doesn't go as it's planned, then that can sort of mess things up for you. So that's where it's a bit more annoying, because you can run late for things.
So for transport, we gave Caribbean Beach a 6.5. She said 6 and I said 7. So we just went in the middle and went 6.5. So not the best we've experienced, but like not the worst. We had a lot of times where the buses were there. But unfortunately, it's those times where the buses weren't there that stick in your mind more than the times when the buses were there and when it ran really smoothly. So it's just a pre-warning, and maybe
I think we can only compare it to Riverside. Like, we've only been twice.
But yeah, but definitely
So-
I would be begging, maybe even paying the extra for a preferred room, and I would be staying at Martinique or Trinidad North.
Yeah.
Possibly Trinidad South, but sometimes our bus would fill
But
at
I
Trinidad
think
North.
Trinidad South is only the pirate area.
It could be.
So I think you have to
That
be
would
in the-
suck, a third pickup and you're in the pirate area, which is like more expensive.
More
But anyway, I'd pay the extra, or I would be trying to stay there just for the bus system alone. Who knows, we could have been there at a bad time, but
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff comes into factor. Who knows what happened, but this is from our experience. I would be asking to stay at one of those so you are first on the bus, so you don't have the problem which I think those people at Jamaica and Aruba would have had, so which is a shame, but yeah.
Alrighty.
The next category we're going to talk about is affordability. So obviously is how much you pay. Is it worth it? It's pretty much
for what you get.
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much.
yeah. So we stayed at a moderate resort. If you're new to the Disney World resort system, welcome. There are values, moderates, and deluxe villas, but they're deluxe. They're just
Value
together.
being cheapest, moderate,
Medium
middle
moderate,
range,
imagine
and
that.
deluxe.
Expensive. We can't afford
like,
that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we stayed at a moderate resort. So you're usually paying for these resorts. When I looked up before, it said 205. Like this is when I just looked on the app before. It said from 205, but I swear
we
we
paid a bit less.
I think we got it for 180 a night with free dining. But like I said, the resort was going through
They do
massive
change,
construction. I don't know if it was cheaper because they knew that was coming up. I don't know, but yeah, it's your values are down the 120s, maybe 150, and then anything up from that you got moderates, and then when you start paying 400 a night, you're in deluxe. So yeah, it was quite, I would say quite affordable, really affordable for what you get. And it's probably in the category of moderate.
It's actually one of the cheapest moderates too.
It's the cheap moderate.
Each section valued moderate and deluxe even have, you know, they're not all the same prices. So there are some values that are cheaper, like All Stars are generally cheaper than Art of Animation Pop Century. They're on the high end of the value range. So this is usually, Caribbean is usually
the
always
and
on
Coronado
the-
Springs.
on the cheaper end of
They're on the cheap end.
moderate.
They're on the cheap
And
end, but
Riverside's usually
in
on-
saying that does not mean these are cheap resorts. They still feel like quality
Yeah, no,
resorts
they were
and
great.
really nice. So for affordability and for what you get, we gave it a 9 out of 10 because we think it's actually really
for
great
the price
value.
that we got, it was like, to be honest, now we stayed at Riverside, and Riverside's generally
It's more expensive.
more expensive in the moderate resorts, and you pretty much
There were
get,
things I liked probably more at Caribbean Beach, but I don't know if that's because they've just been refurbed.
yeah, like there were like
We'll talk
for what-
about it in the room.
for what
like,
you get. It was like quite, you know, it's pretty much the same as what you'd get at Riverside. So it actually made me think, like, why would you pay a bit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why would you pay that
Riverside's
extra? Because
pretty.
you pretty much get the same thing. Yeah. But we loved the look of our resort, Caribbean Beach as well. So
yeah.
it
And if
was
you
a
want to
good
know why
price.
we keep referring to Riverside, we did stay there. I'll put, I think it's up in this corner. That corner. I think it's this corner. Up in this corner, I'll put an eye in the sky, which will lead you to my Riverside review, which was just me doing it alone, so I hope I did an okay job. But yeah, if you want to watch my review of that resort, then you might be able to help where we're coming from when we say stuff like this. But yeah, so we gave out affordability. It was a 9 out of 10 from us, because we think it's really great for the money. So there you go. So next is the theme. If you couldn't tell, the resort's called Caribbean Beach Resort. It is based on the Caribbean. If you couldn't tell, because we're naming the buildings are called things like Martinique, Trinidad North, Trinidad South, Jamaica, Aruba. These are all islands in the Caribbean. Geniuses, Disney. No, it's really good. It's funny because before this holiday, we actually went to the Caribbean on a Disney cruise. So we can say
we had been to Jamaica.
We'd been
like,
to
we'd
Jamaica.
Been to play Caribbean islands and Jamaica,
Yeah.
and so when we got there, especially when we got to check-in,
yeah, registration, customs house,
Like-
like it's called.
I feel like maybe people would think, oh, it's not that great. But because we had just been to the Caribbean, it was spot on to what it would actually be like.
It reminded me of walking back into when we walked off the ship in Jamaica, and what the rooms and what the, I mean, like
even
the
the fans and the smell. It was it was just all it felt like we were back there. Like I was like, they couldn't have done this any better. Like, you know, I guess it was that sort of not very, you know, I don't want to say like rich, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't very fancy. But the Caribbeans aren't fancy, so it's not meant to look like that. Like it looked how
the Caribbean looks.
Like it's
a tropical theme. It's bright colors. It's palm trees everywhere. It's fans, shutters. It's all this sort of like it's hot. You know, like that's the vibe you're meant to be getting. It's sort of you're in a hot place. And
it was hot when we went there.
It was hot. But it was spot on. Like I can't fault the theme of this resort.
The whole resort. Like that was just the first thing I noticed when we went to check in. I was like, wow, this is perfect.
We both said, I think we said it in the video. Maybe I don't know, but we said it when we walked in. We said this is just like Jamaica.
And then the outside area and the rooms, like they were perfect as well. Like theming all round.
We think theming was spot on.
Spot on.
It's the Caribbean without being in the Caribbean.
So if you can't go to the Caribbean, however you say
Caribbean.
You can't go to the Caribbean. Go to Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort because that's the closest.
Though going to the actual Caribbean might be cheaper, so I don't know. But and it was spot on. So we gave this it replicated Caribbean. Like we couldn't fault the theme, so we gave it a 10 out of 10. Like we couldn't not fault it. It was the Caribbean. It was like I was back in Jamaica. Like, it was great. Loved it. Loved it. So next we're going to talk about is amenities. So this is talking about the pool. There is no gym, but you know what I mean. The pool, the sort of the like added stuff that you get when you stay at the resort, like the thrown in stuff like the arcade. Not that we ever went there. Actually, there was none. It was probably being redone.
That was all in that area.
So let's talk about the pool. We had a quiet pool near us, which we didn't use. We walked through it and we're like, oh, this is nice. But we did go and swim in the main pool, which did have a water slide. And it was really nice. And the vibe there was good. The music was playing. And
you could sort of have your own.
There were lots of people there, but it didn't feel crowded.
But you could each sort of spread out. So
and there was good chairs all around, so you could like lay out by the pool if that's like what you like doing.
I think they even had like a more kiddie. Like a kiddie pool sort of.
They might have, but we wouldn't have taken note of that.
I feel like they did because I feel like it sort of separated where the kids.
But we went down the slide and that was a heap of fun. There were heaps of hammocks, like I'm gonna say along the beach, but like what I mean by this is Caribbean Beach has a lake, river, whatever you want to call it, running down the middle of a lake. It has sand alongside this with a fence line because, guys, if you don't know, you can't swim in the lakes in Florida because they have alligators.
They have gators.
They have gators, Don't go near the water, people. Come on.
We're from Australia and
we know not to go near water. We have crocodiles. I would not be caught dead swimming near a creek up here or camping near one because I'm probably going to die in my sleep. So they have alligators, everyone. So there's a fence.
There's like ropes.
Which doesn't ruin the vibe.
They make it look like nice because they do it like with ropes and so it sort of
fits the theme. They have like a little fence, but then it's all sand, and then they have usually hammocks
or like sunbaking chairs.
Sunbaking chairs, and I was just like, wow, like that is so nice.
Like, we never used it.
We never used it because we go to the theme park.
Really nice. Like we walked past it and we could see it out our window.
Because we had a view of the lake. But so there were heaps of hammocks. We had to do our own laundry, unlike last time our parents were nice enough to do it for us. So we had to experience the laundry for the first time. And there's laundry facility at each building lot. Usually, I think they're all connected to the pool. The mini pool, the little pool in the area. And it was really good. They all worked.
It was really easy to use.
It was easy to use. Nobody ever stole our stuff or anything.
Like we just left it there and went back to our room and
have a nap.
Had a nap or, did some stuff.
So laundry.
We went for a swim even one time. We went for a swim and then came back and did our laundry
and all that sort of stuff. So laundry facilities were great. One thing we absolutely loved was our resort was getting refurbed. We've mentioned this 1,000 times. So this means the dining area where if you get free dining or if you pay for it, you get a refillable mug. It means you can't fill it up. There's nothing there. There was something there though. They did have. Well, I'm going to talk about it more later, but they did actually have a little dining tent thing, and you could refill your mug up in there. But what they did instead is in every building section, so one in Trinidad North, one in Trinidad South, one in Jamaica, etc., etc., they had a freestyle Coke machine. Is that what you call it?
It's called a Coca-Cola freestyle.
Sorry, it's called a Coca-Cola freestyle machine, and it pretty much, it gives you any sort of
soda,
Coke, Fanta,
yeah, like that.
pretty much had any sort of soda, but it all just comes out of the one.
You can even get
the one
water.
machine. You just hit this like touch screen thing, and it would just make your drink for you. And that was great because we were used to having to walk through the main dining area back at Riverside to fill up our refillable mugs at the end of the night, whereas this one meant it was closer to us, and you could just pick your drink, and it's open 24/7, whereas I believe the ones in the dining, I think Riverside's closed at midnight.
Yeah,
and I think even our
dining hall closes,
our tent closed at some time as well. Like, we didn't really go there much, but
if we got back late from the parks, we didn't have to worry about, oh no, we won't be able to get, like, refill our mug, because we always knew that the freestyle machine,
it's just open. It's with the ice machine as well.
Yes, it's in the little room where you get the ice.
If you want ice, if you're so inclined to get ice. But yeah, we thought we'd give the amenities of Caribbean Beach Resort a 8 out of 10. They were really good, really I don't know what else to say. Next, this is another not so good category for this resort, but like, this is really hard because of the time we went. So this category is restaurants. And as we've mentioned, we were there during major reconstruction of their entire dining area. So this resort had a table service restaurant and a quick service restaurant. It's what they used to have. That was white. It was flat. They were rebuilding it.
Even like their gift shop, like where their gift
there's
shop
no
would
gift
be.
shop.
So like that whole sort of main area that you'd have at other resorts was gone.
Wasn't there. It was being built. So instead, Disney being Disney, of course they had to do something. They're not just gonna like not have anything. But restaurant wise, they had a little pool bar van.
Yeah, it's like where you
just
could
like
get
cocktails
drinks and stuff.
And then they had the tent with
the marquee,
with a van thing that you had to order at. So you had to like order at the van, and then your food would get made inside the tent. Or for breakfast and dinner, they had a buffet. So you in the tent area
went and like sort of paid.
You paid at the van outside,
and then they would give you a wristband. I feel like we got a wristband, didn't we, for breakfast?
I think we got a wristband.
Yeah, so I think that's how they did. They gave you a wristband to say that you could go to buffet, and then you went into the tent and they did like a buffet.
And the tent was air conditioned too, thank God. It was really nice, always nice.
They had the drink machines in there as well.
Yeah, the normal ones that are at every resort that have all the different
there was lots of seating as well. Like,
yeah, it was good. Huge. Still kept with like the Caribbean theme, and like all the chairs were different colors.
And they had like they projected lights of like palm trees.
Yeah, they did. All like a little party in there.
So that was cool.
So yeah, they did the best with what they could do with what was happening. Like, we unfortunately went at that time, so it's not like it's our own fault, but it is sort of our own fault that's just when we went. So of course this is gonna bring the score down because the restaurants weren't that great. So this is a bit of an unfair opinion of this resort. I want to put that out there. This resort could have amazing dining, but unfortunately when we went, it didn't due to construction. So please keep that in mind. There wasn't much choice for food.
Yeah, that's where I don't think the food was necessarily bad. Like we ate there only twice, but I think we chose not to eat there as much because it wasn't, obviously that's fair enough, it's not a very large thing because it was a tent, it was just a temporary thing for while they're renovating, so we can't expect a lot of variety, but I think because they didn't have a lot of variety, that's why we didn't choose to eat there so much, whereas if the resort restaurants were open, we probably would have eaten for lunch, like come back and eaten at our lunch there instead of at the parks. Like we would have been willing to try it a bit more.
So normally I think, and actually the deluxe probably not so much, but definitely the moderates and the values. Within their quick service area, they have usually like a pasta and pizza station, a burger station, a maybe specialty to that resort. So I could imagine our resort might have maybe some Caribbean, not Mexican, that's Coronado. Would have some Caribbean type, you know, sort of food like jerk chicken or, you know, something like that. We really, like, if you ordered off the menu at lunchtime, it was like a burger, don't know what else, sliders, I think there was like a salad.
They had a burger, yeah. Or was there a fish thing?
There might have been a fish thing, yeah, because people don't eat meat. But there was pretty much maybe 6 things on this menu, and that was it.
Less. And there wasn't even really many snacks. And we went to get a snack, and
guys, the worst of it all, they didn't even have chicken nuggets.
Yeah, they didn't have.
There were no chicken nuggets.
We would have gone there.
This score would have gone up if there were chicken nuggets on there, because we love getting nuggets for lunch.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not their fault. Massive reconstruction happening. But there wasn't much choice, so there wasn't much to choose from. We did have a breakfast buffet there, so we only ate lunch there once, which we shared a burger. It was alright. It wasn't like the best burger I've ever had. They gave us a little fruit salad cup as well, which was nice and refreshing.
Yeah. You got to pick your side.
You got to pick your side. We picked
fruit.
Yeah. We picked fruit and fries.
Yeah,
good
trying to be healthy.
And then we did have the breakfast buffet on our last day there.
The breakfast was quite good, actually.
It was good. I don't like breakfast.
I like breakfast, so in saying that, the breakfast was really good. Like,
yeah, they had your normal like Mickey waffles.
It was a pretty good buffet for being in a tent, like, and they had
scrambled eggs.
Donut holes.
They had scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, donut holes.
They had like a full pastry section, like it was really good. I like the donut holes.
Yeah. So
yeah.
The food was all right. I wouldn't.
It wasn't necessarily bad. It's just
we barely ate there because of the choice. So in saying this, we only gave the restaurants and the dining on property a 5 out of 10. This is an unfair opinion of this resort. I want to put that out there. I would hope and pray that when the actual dining opens up, they would have more than 5 choices on the menu, which I'm bloody certain that they will have way more than that. But and we didn't have a table service. There was no table service restaurant. So we didn't get to really experience that. Whereas we know when they're reopening, there's definitely a table service and a quick service, because that's what it's like at every resort. So our last category, because we've been talking, this video's been going for probably like 30 minutes.
Sorry.
We talk way too much, I'm sorry. But maybe it's good because maybe give more detail? I don't know.
Yeah.
The room, which I did not include this in my Riverside review. Didn't really talk about the room, which I don't know why, but probably should have. So we got a water view room, which you mentioned before. I thought we were gonna get a pool like we did at Riverside, but no, we got
like, oh, I bet we're
gonna get the pool again. We're gonna be in the pool.
No.
We got a lake view,
and it was the coolest thing. So we're walking up this. Okay, we're like, okay, we're on the first level.
This is all in video. I'm gonna put this video down below.
Up the stairs, and we're, you know, you find a little sign that says the number of rooms, so you know which way to go. So it had like, you know, the range, and we're like, okay, so we're this way, and we thought, oh my god, what if we're on the corner? The corner room would be so cool. You get like double windows, like. And so we went to the first corner. I'm like, oh no, it's not us. It's a bit like under or like a bit higher, a bit under. Like we were quite close. Our number was
close, but not that number.
But it wasn't that number. Like, oh, we didn't get the corner room. And then like, wait. And we kept walking.
We walked around a corner.
Yeah, we walked around a corner, and then there was another corner right near the lake. Like literally the one right in front of the lake, the corner room, and we're like, no. And we ran up there, and it was our room, and we were so excited. Just like, we hadn't even seen our room yet, and we were already so excited because we were on the corner. We had a really nice lake view, and the view of the lake from our window was amazing. Like, it was so beautiful, like just to look out there every day. And then we also had our second window was
just
sort of just more of the
buildings. So, which would probably be more so what people get in a standard room. So it's like one window showed us the standard room view, and the other one showed us the water view. So nice. I would ask for a corner room. I don't think if you probably pay for a standard room, you're probably not gonna get a corner room. Maybe you do. I don't really know. Maybe in some of the values.
We used our like not so nice view to put because we decorated our window this time.
Yeah.
That's what we used it for, and then we had like another window that we could just look at.
Yeah. So definitely worth asking for double windows. It's just nice, and then if you open it up, it brings so much light into the room. Instead of that one window, it just brings so much more in. So The room we loved.
Yeah, we even before we walked in it, we were
excited just as soon as we saw we had double windows. It was already like gonna be the best room we stayed at. Yeah, I think we freaked out and we were just like running around the outside of the room before we even went into the room.
Yeah.
Now in saying this, from Trinidad North, because I remember I was mentioning before we were very close. If we stood, sorry about that, battery died, so that's a weird cut. You know why? We're nearly finished. I promise you.
It's the last category.
Yeah, this is the last category, guys. Congratulations if you've made it. You don't win a prize, but you just get to see the end, I guess. So if we stood outside of our balcony facing the lake, we could actually see where the main pool and stuff was. Like, we were that close.
Like the main building.
So this is a perk, I think, of staying in Trinidad North, which we didn't know.
And in the building, we were in building 31. There was a building, like the pool and the makeshift restaurant tent thing, and then there was a pathway, and then we were that first building. Like, it wasn't really close, but we were the first building next to it. And then I'm fairly sure that in Trinidad North it was building 31, then 32, and then 33. So we were in 31. The pool though was more so like near 32 and 33. Like, it wasn't
the little pool.
Yeah, the little pool for
we
our,
were
and the
the
laundry and stuff was a bit over that way. But we were in building 31, so we were a bit closer to the main
pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, we were excited that first of all. We then opened the door.
Yeah.
Got excited about the double windows again from the inside. Yeah. Because it just looks so nice and let so much light in. So you had a desk, a circular table with two chairs.
Quite big.
It was quite big. This room can fit 4 people. So there's that. We absolutely love, same thing we loved about Riverside. We're girls. We both get ready at the same time.
Double vanity.
We had double sinks. It is so worth it. The values don't have double sinks. I think it's only a moderate thing, but I don't think French Quarter and Coronado have double sinks. I think it might just be Riverside.
No, yeah.
And Riverside and Caribbean Beach. It is worth it to have double sinks. It's so nice. So we had double sinks.
One person can be brushing their teeth and the other person can be like
doing makeup or hair in front of a mirror as well. There is also another mirror always on the back of the door where the toilet and shower is. So there actually always is like enough mirrors anyway.
I think it's just like the bench space.
The bench space. Then we also had 2 queen size beds, which is standard in a moderate resort. They all have queen size beds, which is so nice because we each got a queen size bed, which is a first for us because we're usually forced to share.
Well,
I say forced, like when we travel as a family, like we will always like to say like, oh, we'll just share a bed just to make it easier for everyone else, because
and it makes it cheaper.
It makes it cheaper too, so that is also why we opt to do that. We had the world's biggest TV.
Like we didn't even realize at first, and then I was like,
a while.
Ali, look how giant this TV is. Like, this is not a normal size TV.
It was probably a 65 inch.
Yeah, it was not.
It
was like the TVs we have in our media, like in our media room. Like, it was massive. I was like, this is not, like, I swear at like the other resorts and at Riverside, we never got a TV this big. Like, it was giant.
It was enormous. And it was like you'd lie in your bed and you still sort of felt like you were too close. It was just like
it was
the biggest thing ever.
It was so cool. Like, we were so happy.
With all the upgrades to Caribbean Beach, they put USB ports in everywhere. So it made it so good for charging. Like, I've got a camera to charge, I've got a phone to charge, I have a GoPro to charge, I have a laptop to charge. So I have a lot of stuff I need to be charging, so it's so good that I could just have the USB ones to put them straight into there. And especially right next to our bed, so we could have our phones charging like overnight and whatnot. Now this is a big one that we both loved. So in Riverside, we just had a little curtain that divided.
So there's like a bedroom and then it goes to like tiles where it's, you know, the sinks and
where you get ready and stuff. With the upgrades to Caribbean Beach, they put doors, like rolling,
big,
like nice doors. Wooden, reminds me of the Caribbean.
Yeah, they were really nice. They were like really like thick. And they were like a dark brown. They was really nice.
They were nice. We liked the doors,
especially because usually we would take like, we'd either have showers the night before, but like if we were getting ready in the morning and one person
was still
up earlier, or you know,
you could get ready and close the doors and that wouldn't let as much light in as what a curtain would have. so
and sound
so
too,
good.
like
And
it
sound,
helped block
yeah.
the sound.
Like I could probably play music and she wouldn't wake up.
Yeah, so that was really good.
It was good, and the room was spacious. Now we only had 2 of us in there, so
yeah, we're used to having 4, so
felt like we had so much room for activities.
Yeah.
4 people, yeah, it's gonna feel a bit more cramped. There was
lots of storage too.
There was also places to put your clothes, but in saying that, we filled it up with 2 people.
Yeah.
So with 4 people, it is gonna be like a tighter fit. The bags, they didn't fit under the bed, did they? No,
we kept them in a corner.
Whereas I think some of the resorts, I know Pop Century's upgraded their beds so you can fit suitcases under the bed, so we had to put them all in the corner. So if you had 4 people staying in the room, that's 4 bags you're gonna have to fit somewhere. So it might not be the best, well, it'd still be a good room for 4 people, like it's still a big room, but for 2 people, it is like, it is so
nice.
good. It is nice. So we gave the room a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it was so good. And I think it actually, like, we exceeded our expectations because we heard so many bad things about Caribbean Beach.
Maybe that's the good thing. We heard so much bad.
Right before we went, everyone's like, you know, the rooms aren't that great. It's not that good of a hotel.
You have to walk this far to the bus
stop. It's such a
stop.
big hotel. It's such a long walk, and like there was just all these negatives about it. And we're like, oh my gosh.
We were thinking, oh god, we're staying at the worst resort on property.
Such a bad place. And then we got there. And we loved every single thing. We're like, this, like, everything's clean and new. Like, you know, the rooms
but like,
new.
I don't know if that's just because we stayed in Trinidad North. See, once again, like Riverside, we were very, very, like Riverside, we stayed at building 18, Alligator Bayou, right next door to the main lobby and stuff again. We got the same thing at Caribbean Beach. We're maybe blessed. The Disney gods shine down upon us and give us these
maybe
good
if
rooms.
you were in Aruba, just like all the way out.
All the way, like that would be a bit of a walk.
That might have been a bit more.
It might be more. So I guess we're just blessed by the Disney gods with our room choices.
We really liked it.
Oh yeah, we loved it. Now that you've just made it through like an hour long video, I feel like it's been going for an hour. I'm so sorry, but I hope this video has helped anyone who's considering. My dog's scratching the wall. I hope that it's helped anyone who's considering staying at Caribbean Beach. Our view can maybe be unfair because of the construction that was happening there. So we didn't get the full experience. Yeah, we didn't get the full experience of I think what the resort could offer when it's actually fully operational.
Our experience was already amazing. Like we've given so many things.
I want to stay there again.
Like just imagine, we only marked it down a few times because of renovations. Like when those renovations aren't there, it's got to pretty much be like a perfect resort.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really see many negatives to it.
I think I prefer it than Riverside. But in saying that,
I do prefer it to Riverside in like
saying that,
ways.
I love, like my favorite resort on property is the Polynesian. And I think it's because growing up and where I live in Australia, I live by the beach, I live with palm trees. I love the beach, I love the tropics, I love that sort of vibe. Maybe it's because a lot of the time when I was younger, I went to Fiji a few times on a lot of Pacific Islander cruises. I love that sort of theming. So for me, I think I preferred that resort. And I think I can't wait to see it when it's fully done up, and I would stay there again because it's me. It's like my resort.
I think there are a lot more perks to staying at Caribbean Beach than Riverside, but I think,
well, we're closer to 2 parks.
I think in theming though, I did really like Riverside.
But Riverside had the mill and all that.
It's very pretty, yeah.
But that's because we didn't have that building. That building wasn't at Caribbean. It was getting completely redone. That's unfair.
No, I know, but I just mean like
we don't know what you do
and like it almost felt like you were in a forest and you couldn't really see all the other built. Like, do you know what I mean? It was it was a lot more quiet, I think.
A lot more, yeah.
Yeah, like Caribbean's are more busy.
But
like a party.
You still didn't hear anything. I didn't
hear. But
this is the vibe you get.
Yeah, that's the sort of vibe from the theme. So I think theme-wise, I'm more into
like her favorite deluxe is Wilderness Lodge.
Yeah.
You can tell that
like foresty, like.
Whereas I'm like, I'm all about that sunshine and beach, which is funny because I hate the heat, but I love that sort of theme. I think because it just reminds me of when I was little. So yeah, we loved this resort. Definitely want to stay back. After looking at all the categories, numbering them up of what we gave them, and pulling out an average, this resort got an 8 out of 10, which is still pretty good. I don't know if I can ever give a Disney resort anything lower because all my experiences with Disney resorts have been great, but At the moment I'm thinking like they're never gonna be a low score.
But I guess we've only rated ones that we've stayed for
the rest we've only stayed for one night. That doesn't count. We slept there, and that's
so
it.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
In the future.
Be interesting because this year we're staying at a value.
Yeah.
At the end of this year.
To see what we say.
If there is a massive,
you know, if we rank it down because it's a value.
We might stay in a value and be like, oh my god. No, we could be like, oh my god, it's so much better to pay extra for moderates, because I know a lot of people are like that. A lot of people are like, wow, there's a big difference. Whereas for us, we've only ever stayed our long stays at a moderate, and now we're going to a value. So
it's going to be different.
I have hopes. I liked Pop. A lot of good reviews about Pop Century, but yeah, so we'll see. So we gave it an 8 out of 10. So we actually really enjoyed Caribbean Beach compared to what everyone, not everyone, 90% of people say they do not like this resort, and I really enjoyed it and would 110% stay there again. I hope you've enjoyed this incredibly long video about our review of Caribbean Beach Resort. I hope you have found it helpful, whether you are making a decision about what resort you should stay at, or whether you're just wondering about Caribbean Beach as a whole. I hope it's helped you. And yeah, be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you did like it, or if you like Caribbean Beach Resort and you're one of the people that do, give it a thumbs up because we loved it. And I guess I will see you all next time, whenever that will be, with whatever video. I don't know what's going to come out next. I'm a really bad YouTuber, so yeah, I'll see you all next time. Bye guys.
Bye.